Do they do bake sales?
I seen that coming, and that's awesome. I love it.
Got to fund those magazines somehow.
Right? That's how they get those extra 2 fucking in. It's those chocolate chip brownies. Chocolate chip brownies are selling like crazy.
Fat Mack, it's time for me to pump you up because it's time for This Week in Pro Wrestling History.
And basically this time we're not going too far back, only about 9 years to Survivor Series 2001, which took place on November 20th. Yes, folks, exactly 9 years from this day if you're listening to us live from Madison Square Garden. And the holiday tradition filled our plates with Santino Marella pinning Jinder Mahal in a Foreigners We Made Into Jokes match.
Yes. We also saw the likes of WWE United States Champion Dolph Ziggler pinning John Morrison.
Of course, WWE Divas Champion Beth Phoenix pinned Eve.
And Wade Barrett, Jack Swagger, Huncio, U.S. Champion Dolph Ziggler, and Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes defeated the likes of Randy Orton, Sheamus, Sin Cara, Mason Ryan, and Tag Team Champions Kofi Kingston in an elimination match. Whatever happened to that Mason Ryan?
Whatever happened to Cody Rhodes?
Whatever happened to the original Sin Cara?
Did you see that Cody Rhodes put out he was on an interview this week where he talked about how he doesn't want to use the Rhodes name for wrestling. It's just for marketing and for stuff. He's fucking using it every week in wrestling. What the fuck is he talking about? Anyways, still
I want his new shirt, his Everybody Loves Cody, Cody Loves Everybody shirt. I like that.
There you go. There's a little plug for you.
Yeah.
We also seen Big Show defeat World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry, although he did not win the championship because he won via disqualification.
In a turn of sorts, I would assume. And CM Punk defeated Alberto, I am in jail as much as I am in a wrestling ring, Del Rio, to win the WWE Championship.
And, of course, the main event was The Rock and John Cena beating Miz and R-Truth in one of these teams is not like the other match.
I love the awesome truth.
Yeah.
The Rock and John Cena don't match up, I agree.
Of course they don't.
Well, neither one of them are still wrestling. Yep.
Exactly. Yep. That was the point we were trying to get across, Paystee.
They couldn't fucking hack it.
They had to tuck their tails and run to Hollywood, make money, and have insurance.
I need stunt doubles.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good dose of history, Fat Mack. A nice little appetizer for what's to come as we snap into this week's Savage Sentinel. And in our top story, WWE has found closer to a lawsuit regarding their business relationship with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. WWE announced the news in a legal filing, which states the settlement of $39 million will be paid to City of Warren Police and Fire Retirement System, stockholders who made a complaint earlier this year. Basically, the lawsuit alleged that WWE executives artificially inflated stock prices, sold shares, and failed to disclose failed negotiations regarding a new broadcast deal in Saudi Arabia. This is basically everything we predicted.
Yeah, it's basically saying WWE lies about their money, even though they're still a public entity. We knew that. We usually report on it multiple times a month.
Yeah, very much so. Glad to see those volunteer firefighters are getting their just due.
Well, it's good. You know, these are people that go out there and fight fires, and you can only hope that perhaps the police department, maybe that'll go to like the dog catchers or fixing potholes in the city. They don't need this, but for sure the firefighters they deserve it.
Yeah.
And Paystee, somebody who deserves something for some reason. You like that segue? WWE announced Thursday that the WWE Thunderdome is officially headed to the Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay, Florida, beginning with Smackdown Friday, December 11th. There's no word yet on when the residency will end, but this will be for all upcoming Raw, SmackDown, and WWE pay-per-view events. WWE executive producer and chief global television production Kevin Dunn said of the Thunderdome, "We are proud to have reimagined the in-arena atmosphere and provide an interactive experience like nothing else in sports and entertainment with the launch of WWE Thunderdome. Our fans' response and industry-wide recognition are both humbling and further validation of the innovative spirit and passion that exist across the entire WWE organization."
Woo!
So you're going to get the same look in a different venue. I can't imagine there's going to be much change.
Yeah. You know, Thunderdome was cool until they showed us the Capitol Wrestling Center, and I like that setup a lot more. You know, somebody else I really like a lot more is Zelina Vega for many reasons. And the recently released Vega had talks with SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, on Wednesday. The official SAG-AFTRA Twitter account revealed the conversation, stating, "Powerful conversation with Thea Trinidad today. We support her and others as they work to protect and empower themselves." Zelina responded and confirmed the conversation, tweeting, "Very powerful indeed. Thank you all for the pleasant conversation and insight." She's going to become the most powerful woman in wrestling. You know that, right?
I don't know about that, but I know that more and more talks of SAG and AFTRA are coming out. And, you know, another cheap plug here, and I already gave one earlier, the latest 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff. They spend about 20 minutes actually just talking about unionization in pro wrestling and the positives and negatives. And anybody who's interested in the business of pro wrestling or curious about the unionization and everything, because Eric Bischoff has a unique perspective. A, he ran a company that had independent contractors, such as WCW, and he's also been a member of SAG-AFTRA in many of his television ventures that he has with his Harvey Bischoff Productions. So he knows both sides of it, and it's really interesting. It's not the yeah, rah, unionization speech you would think, but it's also not fuck unions. He just gives a really good perspective on the issues and some of the things that everybody should think about. The most of which being, even if WWE unionizes, WWE is not losing any money. So any money that comes out of that is coming from somebody else, which will probably be the performer's paycheck.
Right, their contracts will go down.
Exactly. So, hey, if you don't have to pay for all of the medical insurance and other shit you're paying for,
Travel,
that could be positive.
Yeah.
So
and you get the right to stream and make money off that for yourself again.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. If anybody's interested, as I am in the business part of the business, which is what 83 Weeks is mostly about, which I love, and I'll admit can be very boring if you're not into that. I would recommend you watch this most recent one because the first 20 minutes, him and Conrad really get into that. So an interesting listen.
And I don't think it'd be wrong to assume that the only wrestling companies that would be going union would be the ones that are television broadcasts, right? You would assume, like, independents would still be able to have independent contractors. In a perfect world.
But you look at companies like Impact, Ring of Honor, MLW that have television products that maybe can't afford that. I don't know.
It's tough.
It is. There's always positive. As somebody who's been in non-union and union workplaces, there are positive and negatives that come with both, and you lose some freedoms being a union, but it's like anything else. It's what better suits you. So I don't know. This 2021, I think, is going to be a super interesting year for pro wrestling between the union talks, the COVID, all of these new streaming deals from all of these companies that aren't quite television deals. 2021, we didn't know what 2020 was going to bring, and obviously it threw us a hell of a curveball. But 2021,
we never
I'm
could have
looking at
predicted that.
No, but I'm looking at 2021 God, it may give us more interesting shit, but hopefully not in such a negative way.
Yeah. The way I look at it, it would be hard to be more negative than 2020. But at the same point, I feel real bad saying that because I don't want to be proven wrong.
You got to look at how 2021's coming in. Remember, everything that's going on right now doesn't know years exist or time exists. So we're starting 2021 off on a shitty foot. But speaking of new ventures in pro wrestling, Crackle, which is a free streaming service, has announced their new Heroes of Lucha Libre limited series. The 11-part original will premiere on Wednesday, November 25th, and it will feature top lucha stars such as Rey Mysterio Jr., Teneblas Jr., Aluche, Ryu Dragon Lee, Blue Demon, and WWE Hall of Famer Mil Mascaras, Noyab. Heroes of Lucha Libre is described as celebrating and honoring the rich culture tradition of Lucha Libre while integrating an imaginative comic book storyline. With a contemporary spin on the action in the ring, the series features superhero elements, making it unique to other content in its genre. It is being produced and created by Joaquin Vanderovich alongside Alejandro Ortiz, and the series is written by Alejandro Ortiz.
I like that, but that also kind of sounds like the Rey Mysterio cartoon and the Tiger Mask cartoon.
Well, the Tiger Mask cartoon, or the Tiger Mask anime, has been badass.
Yeah.
If anybody's ever watched that. I haven't got to see the Rey Mysterio one. And, yeah, I mean, it very well might be, but if anybody who knows Lucha Libre, it's very telenovela in its own way. So it's got these storybook storylines and these creative outlets, and you got all these characters that obviously are superhero-esque. Just look at the masks and the capes and everything. I'm kind of surprised Ryu Lee is in here and Roosh isn't. I wonder if there's a reason for that or not. Roosh being Ryu's brother, or what the deal is. But also Roosh and Ryu both being the sons of Blue Demon, I believe, and I may be getting that wrong. So maybe I literally just thought of that as I was saying it. I think it is, but maybe it's not. So I'm going to look that up real quick, but I think that's what it is.
No, I think it's set up to be a really cool show, and with it being on Crackle, gives everybody the incentive to tune in for free, provided you're willing to watch 12 commercials each time a commercial break happens. And those commercial breaks aren't scheduled. They're going to cut in the middle of whatever the fuck's going on. No, I haven't really used Pluto all that much, but Crackle is something I have used a handful of times throughout the years. So I'm excited to see these free streaming apps jumping towards more pro wrestling. It's good to see it expanding. And
I think that's a good way for wrestling to get itself out there. These ones that don't have such a mainstream audience, because so many of these streaming services you get, whether you even ask for them or not. You get them on your smart TV. You get them on your Roku. You get them on your Xbox. You get them on your PS. I mean, they're just there, and they're free.
Mm-hmm.
I want to correct myself. His father is not Blue Demon. His father is Arturo Muñez Sanchez, who was known as La Bestia del Ring. So he was
the best in the ring,
who I thought. But his brother is the current Mystico, not to be confused with WWE's Mystico. So, such a lineage in the family, if you will.
Nope, looking forward to checking this one out for sure. A GoFundMe campaign